Hello scholars, welcome back to the Kemet Maasai Academy. We are continuing our motivational videos for students, and I'm continuing to read from the Student's Master Plan, Hardcore Rules for a Lifetime of Success. The topic I'm looking at right now is Take Heed to Good Advice and Guidance. How do you know when someone is giving you good advice? Good advice usually comes from people who are older and more experienced than you are, people who care about you and who have a vested interest in your success. But really, good advice can come from anyone, even someone much younger than you are, and bad advice can come from the most unlikely places. Good advice will have the ring of truth to it. Your gut and your intuition will nod in agreement. Any suggestion that will put you at odds with the law or that holds the potential to cause harm to others or yourself is bad advice and should never be heeded. There is a school of thought that people should be allowed to make their own mistakes. They're gonna do it anyway, right? For most parents who are faced with rebellious teenagers, one of the most frustrating and embarrassing things is for them to remember how rebellious they were as teenagers and how impossible it was for their parents to get through to them. But the cycle can be broken. It is one of the hallmarks of maturity when we are able to accept when we are wrong and to make the necessary adjustments. None of us is at the vantage point where we can see the whole picture. We each are privy to only a unique spot. So we can all benefit from the counsel and the guidance of others, particularly those who are higher up and can see further. Even presidents and emperors have advisors. These are selected on the standard of their integrity, trustworthiness, and mutual objectives. Students too need to make use of advisors. As with the Prime Minister, following good counsel can help you avoid unnecessary conflict and save you from public humiliation. Follow the recommendations of your teachers, heed the warnings of your parents, act upon the thumbs up from your trusted peers. Sharpen your skill at choosing good advisors. So remember, the passage is saying, even kings, presidents, prime ministers have their advisors, right? So we all need to have that counsel, that little counsel that is going to give us some guidance from time to time. For many of us, that counsel comes from our peers. And unfortunately, our peers don't always know what's best for us. They're in the same boat as us. They have a heavy influence over us, but they don't always know what's best for us or themselves, right? So we have to be very careful, especially students, youngsters, teenagers, adolescents. Your peers may feel like they have your best interest at heart and that they're giving you the best advice, but the fact is, they don't have much more experience than you do. And when you lack experience in the world, you tend to make mistakes. You tend to make bad choices. I'm not saying you always do. I'm not saying teenagers just make bad choices right across the board. No, some teenagers are more prudent, more discerning, more mature. I know that. I was one. I believe I was a very mature and prudent teenager. I didn't go around doing crazy things, right? But you just have to be you just have to be vigilant. Be very careful about who you take advice from. And as the passage says, anyone who is telling you to break the law, whether the law of the land, the law of your nation, or the laws of the school, or the laws that your parents have laid down for you, anyone who is telling you to go against the laws is not a good advisor for you. So you can use that as a rule of thumb. Anyone who is saying, come, let's go do this, we are not going to get caught, don't go with them. Chances are, more than likely, you will go and do that thing and you will get caught. Now, they have had so much experience in doing it, they know how to avoid being caught. And when you get caught, you're going to be left holding the stick and they're gone. I've seen that happen time and time again. Take my word for it. You need to know how to choose your friends wisely. And you need to sharpen that little thing inside you and listen to the voice inside you. We all have that voice that speaks to us. We know when we're doing something that goes against our core beliefs. We know when other persons are trying to get us to go away from our core fundamental beliefs that we have. Listen to that voice and trust that voice. Trust that voice and sharpen that skill so you will know when other persons are trying to lead you astray to say, no, that's not for me. Yes, you are young, but you can be smart enough to avoid going down the slippery slope that so many youngsters go. Their peers telling them, come, let's try this, we're just going to do it once. Once is all it takes. One time you try drugs, you might get hooked. Some persons get hooked the first time. One time you have sex, you might get pregnant or you might get someone pregnant. It happens the first time for a lot of persons. The very first time. One time you try to go, somebody's trying to get you to join a gang, somebody's trying to get you to become a bully like them, to pick on other students. You do it one time, you're going to get into trouble, and they might be doing it 100 times. 100 times. Don't count on beginner's luck in these cases. Don't count on beginner's luck. Many beginners have ended up in jail or 6 feet underground or expelled from school or suspended or in detention or some other bad thing happening. Alright? So we're always going to have persons giving us advice. Many times it's unsolicited. Many times it's not advice that we ask for or feel that we need. People just generally love to give advice, and especially to the young. And persons who care about you as well as persons who don't will be offering words of advice. Do this, do that, don't do this, don't do that, try this, try that. So it boils down to your discernment. So it's a skill that you just have to sharpen and trust that voice inside of you that is telling you, no, don't do it, or yes, go ahead, go for it. Trust that voice. Learn to trust that voice. If you have been motivated by this video, please share it so other students, teachers, parents can be motivated as well. And remember, subscribe to the Kemet Maasai Academy, because we don't just have motivational videos for students, we have mathematics videos from grade 4 all the way up to grade 11. Take advantage of that. Make yourself accessible to that. And share those videos as well so other students can benefit right? We don't want to be selfish and hoard the information to ourselves. We want to spread it far and wide so other students can benefit from it. So subscribe and click that notification bell so you will know as soon as a video is released, whether it's a motivational video or a mathematics video. My scholars, I will see you in the next video.